All right, we're back.
Finally.
Finally. It's been a while. Very little hiatus. I'll probably say like animes are worse in
Months
terms
and
of
months,
like
sometimes years.
yeah, month and months. Up sometimes never. Sometimes decades. But hey, we came back
Hunter x
again.
Hunter's got new episodes coming out now after like what, a decade?
Really?
Yeah.
So I told myself I will never start that anime until they actually come out with a new season because apparently on Netflix it's like cut off halfway through.
I
So
heard it's the best.
that's what I've heard great things. I
Mhm.
never heard the best, but I've heard great things about the anime. Hunter x Hunter.
The X is silent.
Oh yeah. Let me mute this thing. Oh, that's the notifications going now.
Oh man.
All right. So it's been a very long time. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
3 weeks,
3 weeks,
month.
month.
We
I don't
went through
know.
a lot. The devs went through a lot,
Yeah.
family issues,
Family
weddings,
issues.
COVID.
My boy conquered COVID, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mayhul.
Moose has got it now.
Dang.
Yeah.
Now it's on the 2 minute.
He's doing well though. He's doing well though.
All right, I gotta reach out to him, man. I gotta reach out to that guy. Whew. But yeah,
He's
it's been a
doing good.
while. It's been a while. But over the course of time, like a lot of things have happened. Of course of the we of course have the back and forth between Musk and Twitter. We don't know how that's gonna end.
Will he,
Uh
won't he,
will he, won't he? He raising his demands. I don't know. Apparently all these hiring freezes has been going on in the tech community. I don't know if you know,
Allegedly.
allegedly. I would say pretty much Facebook Meta, the
Mhm.
parent company of Facebook, is pretty much just came out recently saying, "Hey, we're not hiring certain level devs." So I believe the devs were like junior level, mid level, but it's like, hey, if you top tier, or basically if you hot shit, since we're up to 2 minutes, if you're hot shit, we'll hire you, basically.
Yeah.
So of course, one of the big five tech companies, which Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. I use Amazon Prime all the time. Of course, Google, Facebook, which is Meta, and what are the other two? What you would say?
Apple,
Oh, dang.
the biggest.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I am. I'm on my Mac setup now. Dang, I almost dissed Apple like that. My fault, Apple. So Apple and what would be the fifth one?
It used to be Netflix, but they ain't doing so hot right now. So
Will we just put Microsoft back in there by
I feel
default,
like
or
maybe. I think so.
because I feel like at one point, no diss to Microsoft. I just don't use Microsoft products, but we thought we had Netflix up there, but
I
Netflix
mean,
going through
just
issues with
VS
their content.
Code, GitHub, Node, those
Twitch.
Microsoft products.
Oh, that's Amazon. Dang.
Yeah, Twitch is Amazon, but what
Yeah.
else is Microsoft? Yeah, Microsoft has don't they didn't they buy the Node Foundation or something? TypeScript, that's
They
Microsoft.
did. They
Dude,
did.
Microsoft's running the web dev game right now.
Pretty much from behind the scenes.
I I hate
Pretty-
using their machines, but they're running it. I mean, GitHub alone,
So did you get your Xbox yet?
Nah.
Speaking of Xbox, I don't know. I mean, of course, we get off track every time, but
Mhm.
you've heard recently they're gonna have Xbox Online, basically with no. It's gonna compete with like the Google Stadia space, or it's pretty much just
Yeah.
streaming with the dongle. So there's no point in even buying an Xbox anymore.
Yeah, I saw the article today, I think. They said that they just want to stream every game, and I'm like, cool. Reminds me of Sega Channel. Remember Sega Channel back in the day?
Oh yeah, some
Yeah.
hidden gems.
Yeah. So, and it makes sense. Like, Sony's got PlayStation Now, which they let you stream every PS1 and PS2 game. I think it's like $15 a month.
Yeah, and more
They
news on
said they're
that
just
one
trying to
too.
do. They're just trying to do like every game now. It makes sense at the end of the day. All they're gonna do is upload all of them to like their servers on Azure because it'll cost them nothing because now they don't have to manufacture anything
Mhm.
crazy, just like a little dongle, and then make that money. Like they're trying to do the like an Xbox what do you call it, ecosystem, where you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games. You can play them on your PC. You can play PC games probably on your Xbox. You can probably run them on the dongle in the future.
Mhm.
I don't think they do Microsoft phones anymore, but I mean, if they did, you probably play them on there.
Yeah, or Zooms.
Mhm.
Shout out to Zoom. You know,
Shout
that's
out to
when I was
Zoom.
really rocking Microsoft hard. And also back when I couldn't afford a MacBook. So, you know, yeah, there's
Mhm.
that too.
Mhm.
But back to it. Of course, the top five. So the hiring freeze, pretty much the news came out from Meta. And then now, of course, Netflix is following suit. But, you know, Netflix is doing it for other reasons, right?
Yeah, they're not doing so hot. Their stock, at least for the past couple months, it's been wild. Last time I checked, and it's been a few weeks, they were around the $100 mark, and around December, January, they're around the $700 mark. So they ain't doing too hot right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to they just can't compete with the content. Like their technology is great, but like at the end of the day, HBO has like pretty much movies coming out a couple weeks after the theater. Disney has all the Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars products, and then like Paramount has their own streaming channel now. I think NBC has one called like Peacock or something like that.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty
Uh,
nice.
um,
They got a couple
Hulu's
shows coming out
always
like,
Hulu's always had like the TV shows on lock, right? So
yeah, which is Disney and a couple other
yeah,
companies. Just
yeah. I mean,
really.
because that's bundled. ESPN, Hulu, and Disney, they have that bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So like Netflix, like they have a couple of hot shows, but the problem is like a lot of the stuff they're putting out just it ain't worth it anymore. Like they used to, I think their strategy used to be like, hey, we're just gonna make everything and then something will stick. But now it's like, I don't know if it's like a financial thing where it's like they can't afford to pump out content like that anymore. Like they need hits, right? And they're
Yeah.
just not delivering.
And the thing is, they actually are getting hits. It's just they're just a company that's just always been in debt and never seek profitability.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how long this will sustain. So, I mean, now in the beginning, nobody really cared because everybody loved Netflix. It put me on. I mean, it gave me memories when I get to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix before class every day. So
Oh
that was
yeah.
pretty cool. But since then, it was just Netflix was on top. But the rise of, like you said, HBO Max. HBO Max puts out top tier talent, no matter what it is in terms
You
of
can't
its
compete
content.
like
You can't because it's all
and
mainstream stuff.
and it also comes back to like the and Disney does this as well. HBO and Disney, they don't put out entire seasons. You know, like for example, if Netflix has a hot show, I can just get the free month trial, or I can just pay for 1 month, watch everything, and then be done with it, and then like not subscribe for like the rest of the year until the next season comes out next year. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
Disney, HBO, it's like, oh, you only get one episode this week. And like, you know, it might be like a 20 episode season. So they just basically guaranteed a 5 month subscription from you.
Yeah, same thing with Stars. The same thing with everything else. Like all
Mhm.
these hit shows, even if they have, it's funny because like the only reason why we get Stars is just to watch Power.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are kind of like that who hang around me. So it's kind of like we just make dummy accounts, get this free trial, and then we only get 1 month episodes. But they're gonna stretch this thing out for a good 2.5 months, and don't let it be near Christmas. Of course, they're gonna get the mid-season finale. Then
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
wait an extra month. So they, like you said, you got 4 months out the user right there. I feel like Netflix is, put all the content out. It's some great crappy content. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you ever seen The Ultimatum. Yeah,
No.
when you get a chance, watch that with your wife. Ash
We
put me
just
on that.
started watching Ozark last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
everybody swear by this Ozarks. I got into it. It's kind of like it's just too slow to start off for me, and
Mhm.
it's like, I'll watch it when I watch it. So,
Word.
but Ultimatum's a trash show if you don't have anything to do, guaranteed.
Perfect.
But yeah. So back to in terms of like the hiring freezes. So like certain companies are going through their own issues, but like even being a former top 5 tech company, or even if you are a current type company, that's head news. That's headline news. So to every other engineer who's like fresh out of college and stuff like that, young dev, or I mean, even if someone who just recently transferred over into our space, they're gonna be like, oh shit, it's kind of hard. It's gonna be hard to look for jobs and stuff like that. That is complete bullshit. I
Yeah.
realized that this past week. That is complete bullshit.
Oh yeah. There's jobs everywhere.
Yeah.
And also, like, I always recommend young devs to like not go for like a top 5 company for the first gig, you know. Go work at a smaller startup, get experience, you know. because you're gonna grow way faster in a small company than you are at a top 5 company where like you spend all your time like working on one component of one product, for this huge I mean, at this point, $1 trillion companies, right?
Yeah.
And whereas in a small startup, you might do a little bit of DevOps, you might do a little bit of front end, a little bit of back end, a little bit of DB. So like it's always ways to get your skills up.
Yeah, a little bit of CI/CD. You can learn that
Oh yeah.
pipeline. You can learn more about GitHub, auto
In-
deployments.
Infrastructure, like
Yeah,
provisioning servers.
yeah. And I mean, that's another thing. That's why I always recommend to like certain like young devs, like, hey, I'd rather you just start off in like a small to mid level company, kind of like
Mhm.
for those same reason that you do. Because I learned a lot that way. I worked for a small startup that even though I stayed there for like 7 months, campusspecial.com, they got acquired by Chegg. It was just I got a lot of learning experience. There were
Mhm.
times where I had to do front end within a Salesforce environment, which is shitty, by the way. But I pulled it off. They thought it was
Mhm.
pretty cool, like making components for that, and then
Yeah.
also while maintaining the website and the app. So it was like you learn different things, you wear different hats, and you get more skills. It's kind of like you're thrown in a fire. But
And
yeah, go ahead,
and
man.
like to add to that, like even if you personally might not be working on different things at a small startup, you're still, because the teams are so small, you just hear other conversations which kind of put you on. Like I got hired as a mobile dev slash front end dev, but like I ended up helping build the architecture of the entire, like they did a rewrite of the entire system, and like I was there listening to all the architectural meetings. So like you pick up on things that you might not necessarily would any other way.
True.
Because like who's making architecture for entire companies 6 months into the game? Like that generally will not happen at a big company. Like ever, they'll probably have somebody who's worked there for 20 years do it.
Yeah. So the reason why I said this past week, I realized that I recently went to lunch with, I went to dinner with this kid. Well, he's not even a kid anymore. Well, backstory. He's my good friend, good old friend's little brother. He's not little anymore. When I used to see him when I was in high school, I was still the same height, 5'10", even though doctors sound 5'11" on a good day. He was short. Now he's like 6'3", and I'm like, damn, I was looking for you, but shit, I didn't know that was you. so, so we had dinner and whatever. He recently graduated from Lincoln University with his computer science degree. He was telling me, different apps and different things he was working on in the program. They were actually working on Flutter projects, which is surprisingly kind of cool
It's cool
compared
for
to,
college.
yeah,
Yeah.
back to when I was just working with just Java, old Java crap. And dang, not .net. What was that other thing? Like
PHP,
ASP and
ASP,
ASP, yeah, around
yeah,
those old like web programming ways.
applets, application
Yeah,
applets or whatever.
yes, that was what
VB.
I. Yeah, God, you reminded me of like failure right now, college. But yeah, he just graduated recently. He was telling me how like some of his peers will like move to certain areas for like these top companies are offering like 120 out the gate, like in terms of just graduating. I'm like, dang. And granted, it's HBCU, so they're trying to attract that talent, that diversity more than anything else. So that money's flying out the door, but at the same time, you hear companies saying there's a hiring freeze, but which is complete bullshit. And it's just, I don't know if it's a way to deter people or just say like, hey, we going through some shit. You guys don't have to do it too. But more, there are companies that are going to say, oh God, maybe this is inflation is going through the roof. Maybe we need chill and hiring too. Chill and hiring too. People are going to follow suit. But I'm just saying, like, hey, tech industry is still booming, even though all the
Everyone's
stocks are plummeting.
hiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's hiring.
I mean, we were talking about Moose earlier. Shout out to the boy. He just started a full-time gig at MailChimp.
Yeah. Into it.
Oh yeah, Intuit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm talking with him now, and it's pretty cool. Just like trying to hook him up with like different people. So whether it be, our connects at ADP, shout out to Oscar, or some other connects that I have at different companies, I'm just trying to help put them on because it's just like that's the whole purpose of our podcast. I mean, and that's how I feel like all senior devs and all these like higher up distinguished devs should be. It's just like, oh, yo, I was kind of like you. So I understand your struggle. I understand you looking for that first gig because it's tough looking for that first gig. You were there,
Oh yeah.
I was there, I was there. And then you went to those interviews, you got lowball probably in your first gig. There was no one to just tell you, like, hey, you can negotiate this amount of salary for what you bring to the table. There was no one there because in our case, it was just like, our parents just said, hey, there's money on the table, take it. But
Hmm.
now you have people like us, like in your case with Musa, you can negotiate on Musa's behalf. Musa might say, I don't know about this. You're like, hey, man, I've been through this shit. I know how these companies operate. I know
You
how
got
they
to run
make.
the check up, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So it just feels good giving back and just giving back to just not even just junior devs, but anybody who just wants to be in this space. So yeah, I felt good this past week. But I also learned that these kids are getting paid hella money too, straight out the gate. Damn,
Good for them, right?
great for them, man.
Right.
Great for them. I mean, that only promotes people to like, get that skill as a developer, even if you just learn some basic shit. And I feel like this should be a requirement to learn anything, even a hello world.
Just being able to, yeah, I mean, the fact that colleges, I mean, at least back in our day, you had to take economic, like an intro to econ, like intro science, you had to take like anthropology, psychology, like all
Mhm.
those intro classes. Like they should probably make you take an intro to comp sci class or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's problem solving at the end of the day. Even if it's part of a basic math track, it could be like college algebra.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like you said, problem solving, basic critical thinking, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Learning another language. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I was required to take a Spanish course.
Yep.
So luckily I
Same.
took one with the football team. So the teacher kind of passed everybody.
Nice, nice. Mine was
Yeah.
mad chill. It was one of those summer courses where it was like a 3 hour block, but we had like all those breaks in between
Mhm.
because our professor he just didn't care. It was like a summer course, right?
Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't want to be there, and kind of like
Hmm.
it's summertime. He just rather get this crap over with.
Yep.
Especially the May. I never did Maymester, but I assume the Maymester is the same.
Yep.
I've only did the normal summer courses, and they were terrible. I used to fall asleep in them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good old Statesboro.
Hey, good old Valdosta. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I just feel like we should just always give back, always move forward, and just try to get back to the next generation of developers. Because
Oh,
shit,
for
like you said, we
sure.
almost at our 10-year mark, right?
Bruh, that's what I told you when I met you. I was like, bruh, I'm only doing this for a decade.
Yep. Only writing code for a decade and going some making moves from there, or just moving to the business space of things, because it's just
Hiring
like,
other people to write code for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I hate to say it. I feel like it's a young person's game, man. I feel old as
Bruh.
hell
It's
now
like
saying that.
I remember saying that to one of my friends. He works finance at like an investment bank in New York. And he said the same thing. It's like, yeah, man, that's why you don't see any like 80-year-old stockbrokers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a young man's game. It's the same thing, you know, like long hours, you know, because like even if you're not working, you're still working at like 3 a.m., you know?
Yeah. But it's like, might as well just hire a young guy to go do it for you.
At this
It's
point,
just
yeah.
like, hey man, grind your way up, young kid, young gal. Dang, I felt old saying that. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. But all right, second half of this thing. So I talked about like DNA and DNA being code. The
Mhm.
reason why I brought that up is recently my grandmother passed. 98 years old. She actually passed on Mother's Day. So my mom makes jokes saying, basically, she wanted to make sure the day is only about her because that's how she was.
Oof.
so,
Oof.
so yeah, she lived a long life, but it was crazy. It was just like being at the funeral and everything else, just listening to her life story of just like the greatness that she pretty much everything she stood up for. So it's kind of funny because it was like I learned more things, but I didn't really tell people some of these stories.
Mhm.
Fun fact: like my grandma met my grandfather in pretty much want to say Montgomery, Alabama. I told you before my grandpa's from the Bahamas, so when they met, that was like the very beginning of like the civil rights movement. So
Mhm.
this was like I want to say the bus boycotts, and they were heavily involved in that to the point where my grandma gave up her car, my grandpa gave up his car,
Oh,
and they
wow.
just stood for what they believed in. It was just, and it's crazy. Like a lot of people don't know this shit. If you can look up the autobiography of Dr. Martin Luther King, my grandfather's name's in it.
Oh,
Now,
damn, bro.
so it's kind of fucked up because it's funny because they say Reverend Ronald Young. I ain't never in my life seen my grandpa go to church. So, so I was like, wait, hold up. He was no reverend.
That's
But
how they do it, though, man.
Yeah.
They lionize people in the history books. Like, they make them seem like they're not humans, you know?
Yo, I was like, my grandma used to go to church on Saturdays with me and my cousin. My grandpa used to stay at the house, drink his Heinekens, and play solitaire on the floor. Watch TV. I was like, he was no reverend. What the hell? But it talked about like what he contributed to the movement behind the scenes and stuff like that, and how they pushed for everything beyond the civil rights. I mean, beyond the bus boycott. Because once they got everything with the bus boycott, they wanted to like say pretty much you can look for yourself. MLK was like, hey, let's just chill and everything. And my grandfather was like, hey, why settle for this? We can get so much more. So that continue on. This is actually in books, by the way. So that continue on and later until the actual civil rights movement. And what I learned is like my grandma lost her job because she used to be a teacher over this. So she then worked at the post office, which is kind of funny. She's like the first ever African American postal worker in the state of Alabama, period.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, Alabama is definitely a little bit behind the curve.
Yeah, and she used to tell me stories growing up, like how the police used to escort her to the premises from her car and stuff like that, back and forth, because everything was heightened times back then. And then after a while, they moved to Miami, and then that's when everything, all my people pretty much are from Miami and stuff like that. I want to say I gotta get the dates right, but I believe in like the 50s. I don't know, but I mean, then she started working as a school teacher for 40 years. She used to always brag about that shit all the time. And then my grandfather, which was pretty cool, used to own businesses in Miami. This is pretty cool. To the point where after he passed, I'll never forget that there was people coming to my grandma's house bringing a check on the first of every month. And it was a guy who like leased the building or whatever. And I was like, yo, that's cool. That like, yo, grandpa had a boat. He had all this shit. He had businesses. He had this stuff set up. They fought for what they believed in for the next generation. And it's kind of crazy when you really think about it. It's cold. It's cold. It's like we're getting data from our previous generation that's passed down. So kind of like, you're a first generation, right? Immigrant.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with your parents. It's like with your parents, like sacrifice everything, the greatness they overcame and everything just to like uplift the family. And then you're in a great situation. Your brother's in a great situation. We can push everything even greater. Like, that's from there.
I literally had this conversation with my wife yesterday, right? It's like you want to build on the platform to build the new base, you just keep pushing forward. Cause like, it's like you said, DNA is quite literally just code. It's just what, if you remember from like 10th grade biology or whatever, TACG, it's just 4 things, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just 4 things.
X, Y, XX.
Yeah, the spiral, right? That's all it is. And you're just replicating, right? It's literally just like when you have kids, you're just forking your DNA, right? Off of GitHub.
Off of GitHub. But it's kind of like when you think about it, like, and I'm now, after my grandma passed, I'm really interested in like researching my family members, like back past my grandparents, like where they came from, stuff like that. Like me and Ashley plan on going to the Bahamas for damn, I'm blanking, for our anniversary, our first anniversary. So my grandfather was from this place called Cat Island. That's like 30 minutes. I got to fly in the Bahamas. And I gotta fly to Cat Island, but I can only leave on like a Tuesday and Thursday because that's the only time
they don't have flights every day. Yeah.
And it's only 1 to 2 a day.
So you gotta fly into like Nassau, and then from Nassau you gotta fly. Yeah.
But yeah, I want to check it out because it's like, yo, that's where he came from, and it's kind of like like you said, the platform of just building on top of that. But you already know, like when we realize as human beings, and that our family members sacrifice so much, and it's greatness in them. It's already greatness
It's
in us.
already in you. People,
Yeah,
they forget, right? And I think a lot of it just kind of comes down to just not passing the stories on either.
yeah,
A
that's
lot of
true.
people like hide the grind, the hustle. It's like, no, you need to like put it in the forefront so people realize, and you build that kind of like how you said, like that greatness, that confidence from a young
Mhm.
age.
It's like damn, they let you think like, yo, they struggle just as much as us. Like, why
Mhm.
can't we, elevate even higher, go from high,
Oh
like
yeah.
go higher from there? And it's like
Oh
they
yeah.
stood for something, they sacrificed everything. Why can't we do everything with us? You know,
Oh yeah.
why can't we just, put time into that business we've been thinking about? Why can't we sell them chains to Magic City? Why
Hey,
can't
bro,
we?
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yo, Magic
Yeah,
City, call your boy. Call
yeah.
your boy.
Why can't we finish this POC, then try to get funding for it and then stand for something, show the like the whole premises of our podcast, promoting people to write code, promoting people to
Mhm.
get into tech. It was just like, yo, shit, we did it. Why can't you? We're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
motivate you to do it. So let's just do
Consultancy
it together.
coming, boy.
Hey, it's on the way, bro. It's on the way. We got a lot to talk about on Saturday, by the way. We got a lot
Oh
to talk
yes,
about on
sir.
Saturday.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a good weekend.
Yeah, I may have a way where we can leverage that situation.
Nice,
But why
nice.
can't we get coffee and just talk about this business idea and bring it to life? The greatness is already in us.
Oh yeah. It's easy. I
Yeah.
mean, it's easy. It requires a little bit of luck, but like you could do it.
Yeah, it's just timing. It's
Mhm.
timing and work. That's
Yep.
what it really comes down to. I
What's
think
the
that's the
saying? What's the saying? The harder I work, the luckier I get.
I never heard that one.
It's a good one though, right?
Hey, my boy Rock Lee just taught me hard work beat talent any day. So
Hey,
hey,
shout
some
out to
love.
the great warrior poet 2 Chains. I believe he said that too.
Oh, he
Hard
stole
work
that from
beats
Rock
talent.
Lee. He stole that. But
Hey, I can't blame him, dog.
that was
Rock
a
Lee kind
yeah,
of the goat too.
that is true. That is true. But yeah, man, it's just I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot in terms of just DNA and what's being passed down to the next generation. It's just like
Mhm.
it's just our time now. So it's
Mhm.
whatever we want to take advantage with these years we have on the planet,
Oh yeah, bro.
and then leave something from behind for our children. You know, hey, bam,
Trying to get 10, 15 generations worth.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Can't be that tough.
yeah. But I don't know. I've been thinking about that, just life in terms general. But hey, besides bereavement, everything's been cool. Same old. In terms of working, it's kind of weird right now at work, but everything's stuck in limbo. Basically, everything's a move to AWS because AWS is the hot shit. So basically, I haven't been doing shit. But hey, it's a blessing in every situation. I learned that recently.
Hey
So
man, it gives you time to work on your own
exactly.
development.
To get ready for a small internal demo for Saturday. So yeah, it gives me time to work on stuff like that. So I think there's a blessing in every situation. So
Nice,
I
nice.
try to keep that in mind all the time, even though everything is slow. It gives me time because I've been in startups and situations where we had to work on weekends. Well, not necessarily work on weekends, but I would get a message at 8:30 in the morning. I think I sent you this message once.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
remember that.
and one guy was like, "Oh, did you knock this out?" I was like, "Hey, it's Saturday, bro.
It's
Oh, this
Saturday,
was
dog.
2 more days for a demo." I was like, "What?"
Bro. What?
Yeah, I had to skate that startup, but hey, startups get like that. But
Yeah, no, they do. Like I've done a 20-hour shift before. It was not fun. Definitely didn't show up for
20
like the next 3
hours.
days. Yeah, 20 hours.
Whew.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Yeah, I think I did like 12 to 15. Like we were just trying to get ready for a demo,
Same.
and I just did it just to do it, stay up and do it all day.
Yeah. I mean, I took like the following 3 days off, but like, it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it wasn't fun at all. And then people were just saying like, "Oh man, you did a great job. Oh, this is amazing."
My
I'm
boss
just
was
like,
cool. He was like, "Go home, don't come back for a few days." I was like, "Cool,
oh,
cool."
So that's love right there. I just got the pat
Uh,
on the back, and I was just like, "Shut the hell up, man! Don't talk to me."
no, my boss is cool about it. He was just like, bro, like, I'm like, yeah, man. It was me, it was me and one backend engineer, and we were knocking this mobile app for a conference. So like we were demoing it at the conference to potential customers. So it's like, bro, we gotta like mock up this, we gotta get this ready, we gotta do all this ready. But no, it worked out. It worked out. Drummed up quite a bit of interest.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, we grind.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that shit no more unless it's for my own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I realized. And I
My
think
nine to
that's
five
where,
is my 9 to 5 is my 9 to 5. You feel me?
yeah, sometimes it's a 10 to 3 or
Yeah.
allegedly. But I understand, man. Just I don't know. I guess the older I get, and the real fact that I realize I'm hitting that 10-year mark
I
was,
told you, bro, 10 years max.
yeah, it's just time to put all the remaining chakra of my development into my own thing. So for right now, and then get this off the ground, and I don't have to write code anymore. That'd be
I'm telling
amazing.
you, bro.
And
Just
everything
take
was
meetings,
business
take calls, collect
Yeah.
checks.
Yeah. And screw that, man. If there's some developers running late or pretty much behind a certain team, I might jump into flames and just say, I'm here with you, bro.
Yeah, I'll help out. But
But I might
it-
say, oh, I was like, who the hell coded this shit? Look terrible.
this is garbage
Oh my
over
God.
here.
Back in the day, we used to use RxJS. What the hell is this new stuff?
We used to orchestrate entire pipelines and then you subscribe and unsubscribe.
What the hell is this new code? Yeah, it would probably be too old by then, but it'd be pretty funny because everything like changes within every 2 years. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, my God. But yeah, it's been a while. I figure we can call this one a short one.
Yeah.
For like a nice little return
Nice.
on the Max.
Ooh, nice one.
I know. Thank you. I might
Speaking of
rename
the Macs, Apple announced all their new stuff. Did you see?
Oh yeah.
The
So,
M2.
I'll let you give the specs because you saw my response in that one.
It's overkill. It's 24 gigs of RAM on an M2 processor.
Yeah,
Bro.
on a laptop, people.
Bro.
Now, keep in mind, those people who just buy computers, don't care about what's going on. You notice when you're on Google Chrome and some other apps, and your computer start getting hot. Yeah, you probably bought that base at 8 gigs. You won't run into the situation with this MacBook. It's kind of overkill, but you would never run into this situation, which is a blessing.
It might be the only computer that can handle Chrome.
That is true, unless it gets too big. And dude, Chrome will keep growing as long as you update it.
Yeah,
I got to the point where it was like 6 gigs on my computer. I had to just uninstall and reinstall.
Yeah. It's just not a clean app.
Not at all, but we use it. Hell, I'm using it now. So
same. Well, I'm using Brave.
Brave. Is that?
It's a WebKit browser, but you get paid to use it, and it has like built-in ad blockers and stuff.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You get paid to use a browser?
Yeah, bro.
So wait, are they leveraging your data, or are they just giving out money?
It's they're giving you out crypto tokens, and and you get paid. So it has like ad blockers, but you can be like, oh, allow X amount of ads in, and you get paid to view the ads.
Oh, why don't people know about this? And what crypto tokens, or are they doing
AT
coins?
Yeah, it gives you a BAT coin or whatever, and you just every month just transfers it to your account, and you're good to go. I mean, it ain't a lot, but hey, you're going to be using a browser anyways. You might as well,
So the longer you use it, the more money you get paid in terms of Batcoin from it?
Yeah, you just get paid Batcoin. And like, as a developer, your computer's on all the time. You're always looking up stuff online, right?
So I'm over here thinking about scripts you can use and just have this thing running 24/7.
Yeah. You get a little Selenium script.
Okay.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Don't ask me how I know, but
I'm not gonna ask you. I may ask offline.
It's good though. It has a built-in like good privacy settings. It denies a lot of stuff. It's so good that I can't even watch Netflix on there. Because like
Wha-
Chrome and a lot of these other browsers, they'll install stuff behind the scenes,
Mhm.
those DRM things, right? And then so like on Brave, it's like, hey, if you want to watch this, you have to download this, but we don't recommend you download this shit. So then I'll open it on Chrome because I'm like, bro, nah, bro, I'm trying to keep my stuff private.
Mhm. So, give me more information about Brave, bro. Where'd you? Oh, dang! I just said I wasn't going to ask you. All right. So, in terms of Brave,
You know who made it, right? The Brave
who?
browser, the guy
Who?
that wrote JavaScript. Brandon Ike, I think is his name. The guy that invented JavaScript made this browser. He was like, yo, the internet's messed up, my fault. And then made this browser.
All right, hold on. I'm looking this shit up, bro. I'm looking this shit up right now.
Yeah, it's like a lion. The logo is like a lion or whatever.
Brave. Okay. All right. This might be my go-to.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's pretty much the same as Chrome. Like you can all the Chrome extensions work on Brave, so it's like backwards compatible that way.
yeah, I used to use Chromium pretty much for the WebKit, but Chrome was just so good, and I
Yeah.
just stopped using Chromium, and I just used Chrome forever. And I don't
Yeah.
know. At one point, I had like a Firefox phase in my life
Back in the day, yeah.
back in the day, but I don't know. Ever since then, it's been Chrome. Like I was just wondering who's still using like Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer at this point. So
Explorer is deprecated. Even Microsoft doesn't mess with it now, I think, right?
yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's like a
Oh
grandma
yeah,
somewhere
all of these
using
old
this.
companies are definitely still using it.
Yeah.
I heard Opera's doing cool stuff, but I haven't tried it. I heard they have like an option to like limit the RAM usage. Because like you know, like how like WebKit, like it's the best, but it's not like perfect, right? You can run into memory leaks and stuff. So apparently Opera has options to like add strict limits, like, oh yeah, do not allow this browser to use more than like 2 gigs of RAM, for example, like period. So that might be useful. I mean, I'm not downloading it just because I'm happy with Chrome and Brave. Yeah, man, download Brave. It's cool. Give it a shot.
I will. I will. Hey, one last question. How's the casino going?
Yeah, not so hot right now, just because the entire crypto market is like not doing well right now.
Mhm.
But you know, stacking a little bit. The coins are coming in. It's just the coins are worth half of what they were worth a few months ago, right?
Okay. So yeah, basically the market's going down, and as the
Mhm.
market goes down, you guys go down.
Oh yeah, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a bounce back. It's always a
Oh
great
yeah,
comeback story.
the game is the game, right?
That is true. Otherwise, it wouldn't be.
Hmm.
Hey, yeah, it's a good comeback episode, man. I feel pretty great. You want to do the outro, my brother?
Hey man, as always, we've been the Peachtree Devs. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, talk your shit. Hit us up, email, tweet, IG. Where else can they hit your boys up, Rick?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. If you need an internship, let your boy know.
Yeah. Even if you're looking for a job, let us know. I think we're gonna start becoming a plug on this now.
Oh no, definitely. We've got the connects. Might as well help out the folks.
That's true. But hey, till next time. Check us out later. Peace.